It definitely feels more like a 3-speed rather than a 4-speed to me, at least.
Yes.
Three, two, one, let's go. Okay. Hello there. Welcome back to another episode of DM Car Reviews. Today we are driving a very special vehicle. It is a 1993 Volvo 240. Mike, thank you so much for making this possible today.
No problem.
Let's fire up this Volvo and go take a look outside. All right, and let's go take a look at the exterior first. Let's close that door too. Like the door, let's close it. Yeah. So this right here is a Swedish tank. Legendary 240 model. So Mike, tell us a little bit about the car, how you got it, and why the Volvo 240?
Well, I had a 1990 Volvo 240 before this one, and sadly someone rented it and totaled it. So I decided I wanted another one. So I found this one. It was originally a California car, and there's no rust, so I'm like, I have to have it. So basically, my original 240 was my first car, and I felt bad that it was totaled. So here I am with this one.
And this is a beautiful unit, I gotta say. This is probably the cleanest 240 that I've personally encountered ever. But let's check out, is it, oh, you gotta pull in more? Okay,
Yeah.
I don't wanna
Just
like,
gotta pull a
okay.
little bit.
So here we have the rear seats. Let me hop inside. Oop. All right, so I'm 6'2", and there's actually a ton of space here for my legs and my head. We have an armrest. It feels super duper cushy. It feels like a nice couch.
Yes.
It's very nice. I love the design of the seats. There is actually very good space here, surprisingly.
Okay.
We have a seatbelt light, and then we're gonna pull back to get out of the car. Hello.
Hi. I don't know if they had this style, they didn't change it.
How do we open the trunk?
Well, this is unique. You have to push this little button in,
Okay.
and that's their trunk.
And you have a whole folder of receipts, services. Yes. That is impressive.
How many miles on it?
130,000 miles.
Is it close?
2017, it had 100,000.
That is awesome. Let's open the engine bay. Let's check out the engine. So what engine does this specific 240 have?
This has the 2.3 liter inline 4.
Inline 4?
Inline 4.
Wow. No turbo?
No turbo.
Okay. Well, you look at this. This is magnificent. It's clean. It's phenomenally clean.
And since it's a California car, it has California emissions.
Oh.
So this is all California emissions.
Mm-hmm. Wow. All right, well, let's close up the hood and go take this beauty for a drive. So hopping into the front seat. Up. All right. The front seat is very comfortable. We got automatic windows, right?
Yes, automatic windows.
And you said the AC here works.
Yes,
Everything
it
works.
does.
So how does this car feel on the power when you drive? Because I heard a lot of different stories about these cars. When you turn the AC, the power gets worse, or...
Honestly, it does. It's not the fastest car.
It's not
on
the
road.
fastest, of course.
Compared to other Volvos I've driven, like my previous, this is an upgraded block in 93. It seems like it has a little more power.
More power.
Yes.
Do you know the horsepower rating on this car?
Traditionally from the factory, I believe it's 114
114. That works. Okay. And this, as you said, aftermarket, the Pioneer.
Yes, that replaced the original Volvo cassette, which I still have the original cassette player at home.
Wow, that is cool. And the glove box, you don't mind showing us the glove box? Okay, and you said there's a tray for food that you can use.
Yes, there's a tray here, and then if you open this up, there is a mirror.
That's so cool.
Yes.
I love that. That is so cool. Alrighty, well, let's take her for a drive. This is so cool, actually. I've never driven a 240 before. I owned a 2005 Volvo XC70 wagon 2.5T, which was a very nice car. I love the sound. I can already tell you this. I love the sound of this Volvo. The steering wheel is traditional old school Volvo. It is to the thinner side. There's no cars on the right?
No, you're good then.
Okay, we're good. Okay. All right. It sounds very nice. Like I also feel like the automatic here works very smoothly.
Yes.
So I don't feel any jolts. So do you ever take this car on the freeway, or you just use it around the city?
I actually just drove it to a recent car show, and it handled the highway perfect.
Oh, that's great.
Instead, I have to admit, I didn't realize I was doing 70 in a 65 zone, so it will easily reach the speed it has to reach.
What is the fastest you ever taken this car?
Oh, maybe around 70. I don't go past 70.
You don't go past 70, okay.
No.
Gotcha. Did you have to do any mechanical work to this car? Any kind of modifications or anything that you've had to do throughout your ownership?
Just regular maintenance, timing belt, new struts. That's basically it. If you change the oil every 3,000 miles, these cars will run forever.
Yes. And it rides very smoothly. Like, the ride feels excellent. Also, do you manually adjust the side mirror? How do you adjust the mirror?
There is a little button on each side of the console on the bottom that you, by the e-brake, that you can adjust left, right, up, and down.
Wow, that is super cool. That is super cool.
Also, talking about the mirrors, they're also heated in this car. So if your mirrors freeze up during the winter, you have heated mirrors.
That is crazy.
Yes.
The technology for back in the day is really impressive.
Yes.
I do love the ride. In the steering, it feels connected. It feels direct.
Yes.
Like you feel the car. Because now a lot of modern cars, they have this technology which is like steer by wire and all these electronic gimmicks, which are, I think, very annoying. This is just like your pure normal driving experience.
Yeah, to me the steering is tighter.
Yes.
As I told you previously before the video started, I also have an 850 Volvo, and that steering is a lot more loose, where this is tighter.
Interesting. What kind of 850, what kind of engine does your 850 have?
That would be an inline 5-cylinder, and that one is front wheel drive, while the 240 is rear wheel drive.
Yes. Is it okay if we take her on the freeway for a few exits?
Yes, that's fine.
Just so we can get a overall more like a more clear picture about its driving.
Yes, exactly.
Awesome. Let's do it. I gotta say, so far I'm really loving this experience. It sits on the road beautifully. It's very smooth, but not to the point where it can make you car sick. It's very nice and relaxing, but I can still feel the road.
Right.
Visibility all around is good. I can see everything around me. We got pretty thin side pillars. and these pillars. So visibility here is a solid 10 out of 10. And so far about the power, like, I can't complain. The power here feels fine to me, like absolutely no problem. So what would you say are some things about this car that you do not like?
Honestly, I can't say I don't like anything about it.
You're happy with everything that it is the way it is in this car?
Yes. I mean, if I could drive this every day and not worry about people smashing into it, I would.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to protect this car as much as I can.
For sure.
So I wouldn't give anything about it. I mean, I wouldn't trade this car for anything in the world.
Nice. Yeah. You like this car?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a phenomenal car, I gotta tell you that. I like the way it feels. Also, you don't really feel speed on it too much. Like 40 feels very relaxed,
Yes.
very chill. There's no like special, how do you say, like, you don't feel like you're going very fast.
No, you don't.
The steering wheel also is in great shape. There's no scratches, there's no marks. It's all factory condition. So does this car only have one airbag or two airbags?
It has one airbag. 1990 would be the first year for the airbag.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be the last year of the 240.
Mm-hmm.
After that, airbags became standard all around.
All around?
In the Volvos, yes.
Okay.
So after 93, you would have an airbag on passenger and driver.
Nice, nice. What is a shift lock override? What is that for?
That is in case the shifter gets stuck, or if you want to just shift it into neutral to move the car, you push that and the shifter will move.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Fog lamps. Wow. I like how there's also a tray here that you can put stuff here in case you need to.
Yes.
And I gotta say, even by today's standard, this car feels very up to date. You know, it doesn't have the screens or anything, but it still feels very modernized. Like in its driving dynamics and just how it feels. But the sound, I love the sound. It's really good. So how did you initially come to Volvo at all? Like, usually it's, you know, it's not usually the first car that a lot of people own. It's usually like after some time people decide to go for a Volvo, that I've seen, like from, you know, from having worked with Volvos back in college.
My mother, when I was growing up, had a 1985 Volvo 240 Turbo Wagon. So she traded that in for something larger. She wanted a minivan, but she had a 1990 740 station wagon. So we drove that around for a while, and it started to get older, and my mom's like, I need something a little newer. So that one just kind of sat around for a while, and then we're like, we just have to get rid of it. We're not driving it. So it was time for my first car, and my dad went to a yard sale, and he said, there's a 1990 Volvo. Would you be interested in a Volvo? And I said, not really, but I'll look at it.
Okay.
Because I originally wanted a 1960s Volkswagen Beetle. So I saw the car, I fell in love with it, and that ended up being my first car. And then in 2017, someone totaled it. It wasn't my fault. And then I ended up looking for another one because I was disappointed and I loved driving my 240.
Right.
And then I found this one in California, and I had it shipped out to Pennsylvania where I live. So I've been driving it ever since 2017.
So you've had it almost for 8 years now.
Yes.
That's very impressive. That is very impressive, actually.
Yes.
I see you also have like the Bosch wipers too in here.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
I try to keep everything OEM spec. Because what the car came with is what I want to keep it as,
for sure. handles well into the turn. It sits good on the road. There's minimal body roll for this kind of class. Usually cars that are of this class, they tend to be a little bit more they tend to have some more body roll.
Yeah.
But this is very planted and very stable. It feels very nice. So what's the longest trip that you've taken in this Volvo so far?
I have been down to Wildwood, New Jersey with this car. And honestly, that's the furthest I go. I went there once with it, and during car shows, this is the furthest I go, and to Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, okay.
Yes.
It gets up to speed very adequate, like very decently.
Right.
It definitely doesn't have any issue getting up to speed. Like you said, it's not the fastest car out there, but it's very, very good for what it is.
Yeah.
You said 414 horsepower.
Yes.
That's actually very good. And there's two of us in the car too. You know, it's not like
Right.
that. Also does impact performance when you have passengers in the vehicle.
Yes.
I like how it takes the turn. It's very planted. I'm impressed, honestly. I'm very impressed by this Volvo. I wish I had that mirror that would where I could actually see what I'm doing, but I don't have that mirror. How can we move this mirror a bit down? You said there's a button. If we can move it down a bit.
Yes, right here in the console.
Yes. Just keep moving it down for me if you don't mind.
Just
Yep. Down, 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 down. More. Perfect. Luckily, we have a nice road here that allows us to go 70 legally. So it's incredibly comfortable at this speed.
Yeah.
It's not struggling. I'm applying maybe like 15-10% throttle. It's very good. And you can just sit back like this, relax.
Exactly.
This is nice. I love the ride comfort. And wind noise is also pretty isolated, I think, overall. You can hear a little bit through the glass, but it's still very good.
Right.
Wow. I gotta say, I love it. This is an impressive car. Amazing. We're gonna take the next exit then that we see, and we're going to summarize the test drive. Also, what do you think is the 0 to 60 on this car?
Slow.
Slow? I do have a race box device with me that we can actually use to see the 0 to 60 time by GPS.
Okay. Again, it's not the fastest car.
It doesn't need to be. I am curious if it's like 12 seconds, 14, 13. So, driving on the freeway, we have been driving for a few miles. It feels very nice. Like I said, the ride here is phenomenal. And I would not get car sick in this vehicle. I could drive this for 10 hours right now and I'd actually feel very good. Like, it feels great to me, absolutely great. But you definitely do feel above speeds like 70, the power does start to like taper down a bit.
Yes, it does.
This right here is probably the best road in Pennsylvania where you can actually safely drive like at a speed like this.
Yes.
Because many
Pennsylvania roads, as
some are bad.
No, are not always the best.
Some are not best, yeah. But this is a good road. This is probably one of the best roads that PA has to offer.
Yes.
going to take an exit. We're going to do a quick 0 to 60 test once we get a safe stretch of road, and we'll wrap up the test drive.
Okay.
Yep. This is a great platform.
I believe the 240 came out in 1975.
Wow.
So they kept production until 1993.
Uh-huh.
So it outlived the model that was going to replace it, the 740, by 1 year.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That is crazy. All right, well, we're going to take an exit. And we're going to find a safe stretch of road to do the test, just so everybody sees what this car can do. But so far, gotta say, this has been a very surprising experience for me. I never thought that I would really like this so much. But this is truly a 10 out of 10 experience. And seriously, I enjoy driving this more than many modern cars, like for real. How many speeds is this? 4 speeds, or how many speeds is this car?
It would be a 4-speed.
4-speed.
But technically it's 3 with an overdrive.
3 with an overdrive, okay. Yeah, because it definitely feels more like a 3-speed rather than a 4-speed to me, at least.
Yes.
It's absolutely adequate for merging and for doing anything. So this is on the way, but we're coming back now. Yeah, so we're gonna take the Mechanicsburg exit probably. Let's take the exit, and you will see the 0 to 60 in the next clip. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay. And we did 0 to 60 in 14.3 seconds with 2 people. Very nice. Very nice. So I guess with one person it would be like 14 maybe something like that. And also the speedometer accuracy here does taper off a little bit. You see it says 80, but we're actually going 75 by the GPS. So see on the dash it says 80, and here it's 74. So it is a little bit over optimistic at the higher speed, which is normal for cars at higher speeds. But I'm actually really impressed by the performance. With 2 people in the warm day, you know, it's very good. All right, there we go. All right, so that summarizes our performance test. Well, to summarize the test drive, I have really enjoyed driving this Volvo 240, and I want to say thank you again to Mike for making it possible today.
No problem.
It was truly an incredible, phenomenal experience, and I'm glad we got to do the 0 to 60 test for all of you to see. And I'm just gonna say this is a classic. It's magnificent. It drives beautifully. Power feels very adequate for this kind of car. And I gotta say, I could easily drive this car for hours and hours and hours, and I would not get tired at all. But make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And until next time.